Good evening, everyone. My name's Jody. I'm with Michigan Electronic Court Reporters Association. We also have the MECRA, which is our freelance association, and MECRA, which is the Michigan Association of Professional Court Reporters. So that's our stenos and CSRs. So we have great representation this evening of a whole field of individuals that work in the court systems and also freelance firms. We're just going to quickly talk to a few of our legislative dream team members tonight and ask them a few questions about what the page rate House Bill 5046 means to them. And so this is going to be super random. So I'm going to, if you get a little, shocked, I call you first, but I'm going to pick Nancy Rinke first. So Nancy, hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Nancy, can you tell me how long you've been affiliated in the court reporting field?
I have been in the court reporting field since 1991.
Great. And what do you work for a county or you're a freelance person?
I was freelance. I was a firm owner, and now I do work for Ingham County Circuit Court.
Great. We're going to keep this quick for everybody because I think we all have the same cause, but I think we can use our own words. Can you tell us what the House Bill 5046 is going to mean to you?
It's going to mean financial freedom.
Great. And I'm sure you see the struggle with all your other cohorts in the business and how it affects the court system too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add? Because I'm going to pick the next victim.
I'm all set.
Okay. I would like to pick Amy Shankleton next. Amy Shankleton Novus. Amy,
hello.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
excited.
Amy's with Modern Court Reporting, so we already know that she's a freelance firm owner. And Amy, how long have you been doing this?
I've been a freelance owner since 1988, but I've been certified since 1978.
Great.
Almost as long as Jackie.
There you go. There you go. So that's a great history, and I know you've got the experience behind you, so you've seen a lot of struggles. What would the House Bill 5046 mean to you if we pass this page rate increase?
It would mean that I can upgrade my equipment so desperately needed. I'm working on a Windows 98. One computer, three of them are Windows 97s. My printers are like 12 years old and they're barely limping along. And we just printed about 4,000 pages of transcripts last week, and man, it was rough. So we'd like to get some IT upgrades and some equipment so that we can pull our equipment into this century also.
Yeah, and I would hope that would help you hire more staff where it's more lucrative for you to have staff that you can, depend on. They're going to be qualified and they're going to enjoy doing the job for a fair wage. Great.
Exactly.
Anything else you want to add, Amy? Because I'm going to pick the next person.
I'm looking forward to getting a page rate and finally getting a living wage.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate you so much. All right, I'm going to pick Jackie Reed. Hi, Jackie Reed. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I would like you to explain how long you've been doing this, where you started, and where you are now with your career as a court reporter.
I started February 11th of 1974.
Okay.
And I worked, I've been doing this for quite a few years. We're like probably the old timers. We're the OGs of the team, and we've been suffering and waiting for this for over 38 plus years. To me, it seems like it's been all my life.
Right.
Yet and still, the work has to be done, and they look to us to get the work done, but they're not willing to pay us for what we do. And I'm just the legal judicial field does not quite understand exactly what we do as certified court reporters. It's just not straight typing. We have a format that we must follow, and every word that we type has to be something that was verbatim, that was said on the record. And that's a lot. It's a struggle, and it keeps me working. When I was working, I had a stroke. When I was working 9 to 5, my job did not stop at 5 o'clock. We continued on until the court docket was completed. And that puts a lot of pressure on you, knowing that I have my job sitting in the courtroom, and also I have a job when I get home from my sit in the courtroom, busy doing 10 things at one time. And when I got home, I had to feed my kids and continue to go in my room, go in my office, and continue to type a transcript that was due, say 2 weeks down the road. And I don't have one transcript. I may have 5 or 6 that were due at the same time. So it keeps you really, really, really busy and keeps your feet to the irons in the fire. So I am really looking forward to this past due bill of 5046, long overdue. Everything has raised, cost of living has raised, everything around us has raised. A loaf of bread back when I started does not cost what it costs today. So, but look at us, we're still doing the same things that we did, since 1974. Can you believe I've been doing it at the same page rate since 1985? Is when it went up from when I started was $1.25 for a transcript page, original page, and 25 cents for a copy. It went up to $1.75 in 1980s. But anyway, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. And we appreciate, again, we've got the OGs here, and we can't have better representation than Amy and Jackie. So we appreciate you gals. I'm going to pick Allison next. Go ahead, Allison. Allison, tell me where you work at and how long you've been there.
I do freelance court reporting, and I started in 2017. I mostly do work for Kara. She sends me work on the side. It's a second job for me, though. It could never be a primary job just because I would never be able to make enough doing that. Feels a bit like a rat race in terms of I can only fit so much work into a day, and it's just never going to be enough to support, being a single parent of 2 young kids too. So.
So House Bill 5046, if that page rate is passed, how will this affect you?
Well, I mean, living wage, just like everybody else already said. I mean, not having to stress and work so hard to actually make a living wage.
And you'll be more, it's more enjoyable when you're like, wow, I'm actually making that living wage.
And I do enjoy the work. Right.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it, but it would be nice if we actually made a fair wage.
Excellent. All right. So I have one person by phone, not sure if she's ready. Chris Shaneauer, she's an OG. Chris, can you hear me? I'm not sure if she can hear me or not. All right.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Chris. Really quick, I want to ask you a few questions. Chris Shaneauer, how long, when did you start doing court recording as a CER?
That was in 1981.
Okay. Yep, we're putting you in the OG. And you were in court side of it, and as well as court administration, so you see all angles. And
That's correct.
yes, and you've been very helpful to our association because of that. Can you give us your opinion and your thoughts about how this will affect yourself as a freelance person, and also, again, you have your hands still in the court side of assisting the courts, but can you tell us, what do you think 5046 will do for everyone that you are affiliated with?
Well, I think that there will be more women willing to type transcripts. I'm finding in my county that no one wants to type transcripts, and thank goodness for people like the freelancers that are willing to take on the court work, because in our county, not one single person will type a transcript now. And I'm not typing transcripts any longer because I have retired, but I have no interest in doing it at this point for that pay rate, even to help them out.
That makes sense. And again, your county, you've got people in the courtroom doing the court recordings, so they are trained to do that. But they, by the time they get done with their job, they don't have that court time to type. Therefore, it becomes a lower wage once you walk out that door as a CER. Is that correct?
That's correct. There are CERs in every courtroom, but they're not willing to spend their time in the evenings typing for this pay rate.
So that's another angle of where this 5046 goes. Is there anything else you want to add, Chris? Because I have another person to call up.
Nope, that's it.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate you. I am
You're welcome.
going to go with Teresa next.
Hi,
Teresa,
Jody.
hi,
Hi.
Teresa. Teresa's a freelance firm owner. And can you tell me how long you've been doing the transcription world, I guess you would say?
I started in 1994 with a court reporting firm, and then I took over in 2001.
Okay.
So
Brave
I've been doing
soul.
it. I know.
Brave soul. Can you tell me what 5046 will mean to you when this, I'm going to say when this page rate increase happens?
Keep my business, because if it doesn't, I can't exist.
So how many jobs will that impact that you, well, not only jobs, but tell me how many jobs that will impact households?
How many households would
Yes.
be 8 right now? I used to
Yeah.
have 17,
Right?
and I lost them after COVID.
See? So
Wow.
this is
My thing-
impacting.
Right. I just want to say one thing, that I realize, or I know that the girls that I have, and I know all of you that are still doing it, is because we care.
That's right.
But-
Thank you.
Right now, if it doesn't go through, I can't do this anymore. If they don't pass it.
And again, the impact, it's going to affect 8 families, just from what you're telling me. And the next
Right.
impact is going to be the judiciary and the way the process works with utilizing transcripts and their purpose.
Right.
So thank you, Teresa. I appreciate you. I would like to ask Miss Lynn Searles to jump on. I know she's here somewhere. I see her she's got her mic available. Lynn, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, Lynn. I know you're working for the courts in St. John, so we'll just say that out loud. Can you tell me how long you've been a court reporter, CER, in St. John's?
I've been a CER since 2001, so for 23 years. I've been with my court for 28 years. So
Okay.
I'm on the cusp of retirement, maybe not for another 5 years or so, but still I have a light at the end of my tunnel. And this page rate increase is something I've been thinking about. I can be a freelance and still have a supplement my retirement when I do retire.
And you want to do that because you want to stay active and you don't want to just retire, not do nothing at all, of course. And that helps, like you said, when you want to take your camping trips or whatever else you want to do, right?
Exactly.
Travel. And it is a good remote option for most people. So 5046 is it's impacting in your life. What do you think the best way to, what you feel about that 5046? What's your feeling on that?
Of course, I think it's a wonderful thing. I mean, we need our freelance people. There is no way as a court employee. I mean, I'm in the courtroom, basically from 8 to 5, and then I have to do my transcripts at home on weekends and on evenings. And there is just no way I could do all these transcripts by myself for my court. I have to have the help of Amy and Kara and others I call upon. I need their help, and they're dwindling away because they don't want to, like somebody else said, they don't want to work on these transcripts for these prices. And there is no way I can do it by myself.
Nope. I think there's a misunderstanding too, that, when you are affiliated with the courts, and I think it's not as lucrative it was before, or thought pattern before, 15, 20 years ago. If you were an official court reporter, CER, I'm not going to say CSRs because they have a whole different dynamic, and we'll talk about that in a second. But these CERs, a lot of times we were in the courtroom and you're clerking, you're doing a lot of other things. So your limited time of typing during the job is really not there. And I think that's just it's more so now that's not happening. And again, it's all dynamics of each court and how they operate. So Lynn, did you have anything else you want to add?
I was just gonna say, if I get a half an hour or an hour during the day, my day, and I work 10-hour days now. So I consider myself lucky. So I do most all of my typing in the evenings and on weekends. So that's it. That's it. I just would like the page rate increase would just give me more confidence in retirement stability.
Awesome. Thank you. I am going to call on Kara Van Dam. Miss Kara, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Jody?
Good. So Kara, I'm just gonna say it. We know you're a freelancer. We got that. We know it because you've had a few affiliates in this conversation today. How long have you been a freelance firm?
I've been a firm for 2 years.
Okay.
When I've been certified since 2007, and I was working for Sandy at Accurate Transcription, and she needed to close her doors because it was just too much pressure with losing CERs and not having enough people to keep up with all the work that was coming in. We covered 2 counties, and not having the CERs to pull through, it was just the stress. She didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I kind of took over where she left off, and I see why she closed, because it is very stressful. Since I opened, I lost 2 CERs because of the page rate. They didn't want to continue on. I want to give Allison a raise over there. She works so hard. Everybody that works for me works so hard. I think that is my main motivation behind this, is to give them the raise that they deserve. They should not be treated like this. None of us should be treated like this. It's very disrespectful to teach a highly skilled group of women this way for so many years. I mean, and to be honest with you, if this was a male profession, I don't think this would be the case. So it's very important just for women in general to not be taken advantage of to this degree by our government. I think is really important. So that's my main motivation is my girls. I want to stay in business. I want to be able for them to, continue on to feed their families and to make it worth their time to do it. If we were to close down, that's 2 counties affected. Where will all these appeal transcripts come from? I've got over 20 trials sitting on my board right now that need to go out. Who's going to do those? Who are you going to get to do those? So it needs to happen, and it needs to happen now, or there's going to be the crisis that we're experiencing right now is going to be tenfold. So.
Right. It's notable. There is a crisis, definitely. And I think you explained that without me prompting you. Thank you, Kara. It's great. And Kara, thank you for everything you do. And everyone's been doing a wonderful job. Now I'm going to go and do you have anything else you want to add, Kara?
No, I don't think so. I think that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to ask Kelly Werner. Kelly Werner is a CSR. And Kelly, how long have you been a CSR?
I've been a CSR since 1998. I don't think I get to be in the OG club because I've only been doing court work since 2020. So I'm not an OG, just a G.
Just a G? Okay. Yeah, we have like pre-OGs, and then we've got, I have a feeling, I don't remember everybody's years, but I think Jody and Kara are like the 2007 girls, and everybody else might have been doing this before us. So we are not worthy of any of you guys. You guys are awesome. So thank you for all your years. Anyways, what's your overall opinion of how this page rate will affect everyone in the industry, the House Bill 5046?
Well, I've learned a lot since joining this group about the CERs like Kara and Allison, and all that you guys do without a salary backing you up. Nancy and I are lucky to have a salary backing us up. So the page rate for us is probably not as crucial. However, building on what Kara said, it's simply a reflection of our professionalism, and it's been taken advantage of and taken for granted for way too long. And the fact that we're finally getting some momentum is amazing. And I just came into this fight, and you guys have been doing it for so long, and I just want to give a quick shout out. I don't know if anyone will see it, but I took over from Michelle McNally, who wasn't even a person who got page rate. She was a captioner for television, and she was here fighting on behalf of all of us. And before that was Mindy Dexter, and she worked tirelessly for years and years on this project. So I'm just standing on the shoulders of giants and working now next to giants.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate, you know, our legislative dream team, we just wanted to kind of put some voices and faces together so we can publish this. It's super important that everybody knows that we're all unified as professionals, as associations, and we want to make sure that people hear our voices. We have our off the record rally coming up. That's going to be wonderful. So make sure you go to MECRA.info and click on the Legislative Dream Team to get those updates. And I seen one little hand poking up. That's Amy. Go ahead, Amy.
If I could just add one thing to those of us who are freelancers, this is our salary, but we also pay out of this all of our utilities, our medical, our retirement, our social security. And if you have employees, like I have an employee, I pay all of her stuff, all of her medical. I mean, it's not just me so I can pay my car payment. It's like Kara and all of us who are free, you know, have people whose their livelihoods depends on this. You know, I mean, it's bare essential things that we don't have as freelancers. Retirement, you know, we talk about retirement, you know. Kara, I know. If you've not worked in a court before and are building, I mean, what's a retirement? Oh, Social Security, hopefully. Anyways, thank you all for all the hard work.
Well, again, we're going to go ahead and publish this. So this is our dream team. This is a portion of our dream team. Anybody gets to view this video can now see where we stand, how we feel, and to understand the extreme professionalism that we offer the judiciary system. So again, thank you, everybody. And we hope you have a good night. We're going to go ahead and stop this recording. We're off the record. Thank you.